it will mean that there is lack of freedom of expression. And you'll find that in Malaysia, Islam is controlled in terms of the kind of Islam that is trying to be promoted. And you'll find that the control is something, one, it's exercised by the government. Two, it's not just government that exercises control over Islam and the kind of Islam that it wants to promote. You'll find that there are civil society organizations as well in Malaysia who are trying to control the definition of certain issues with regard to Islam.
Sebuah kerajaan yang bertanggungjawab mengikut perspektif Islam memang harus berperanan untuk mengawal kebebasan bersuara sekadar yang perlu. Ini berbeza dengan fahaman kebebasan bersuara barat. Kebebasan bersuara barat dia mutlak. Dia maksudnya benda yang tak baik ke tak baik, baik tak baik ke, biarkan beredar. Let the people choose themselves. Apa yang dia nak baca, apa dia tak nak baca, apa dia nak tengok, apa dia tak nak tengok. Itu barat.
Look at the number of books that have been banned in Malaysia. Look at the number of attacks, public attacks on human rights activists, intellectuals, academics like myself, who have been accused of everything from blasphemy to insulting Islam to being a threat to Malay dominance. So these are actually on the rise. Book banning is on the rise. More books are banned in Malaysia every month.
Jadi kalau kata ban buku, pastikan buku yang betul-betul perlu ban. Ada private personal interest, ada ataupun group interest. Buku tu kebetulan memang kritik kita semata-mata. Tak boleh.
Kita culture kita dah membesar dekat Malaysia ni kan. Biasanya our parents, datuk nenek semua bila kita tanya soalan, kadang-kadang dia say, jangan soal, ikut je.
Memang orientation lah, pada rumah lagi yang tu kecil.
Daripada rumah macam tu.
Bergantung pada tujuan kita tanya soalan. Kalau kita tanya soalan macam nak minta pengetahuan dia kan, kalau dia tak jawab tu dah salah lah. Contoh kita interview orang tu, kita minta pendapat dia, memang kita perlu macam kita punya bercarah ke depan remaja kita nak tanya soalan dia tak jawab. Tak boleh macam tu. Dia tak boleh cakap, this is my right. Itu yang tak boleh. So bergantung pada kita tanya soalan, kita nak, kalau kita just tanya sama pasal something issue, current issue yang timbul, tu dia tanya, it's up to him lah.
Up to him.
Unless dia ada berkepentingan, ada perlu dia nak jawab benda tu, ada faedah pada diri sendiri lah. Memang orang boleh nampak lah dia memang berkepentingan lah, dia selfish lah maksudnya. Sebab kita tanya, sebab kita nak korek benda dia yang mungkin dia je yang tahu pasal benda tu, dan benda tu penting untuk kita semua. Dia tak boleh tak jawab. Kalau dia tak jawab,
Dia tak nak share.
orang boleh panas serong kat dia lah. So public boleh.
It's valid for us to feel something.
Yeah, of course. It's valid. No doubt.
Setiap kali ku mengorak langkah, senantiasa disekat, dihalang, ditegah. Bagai anak yang tak dilayan, tak diambil endah, dia kan pasti memerontak, itu hanyalah fitrah.
The tendency is for certain self-appointed groups to say, you have no expertise in this, so you cannot talk about it. Where? Where does it say that we cannot talk about it? All right? What authority do you have to impose on other people what we can or cannot discuss? All right? Where do you get your authority from to impose on other people what we can and cannot discuss? Just because I don't have a beard and just because I don't work for ABIM doesn't mean I cannot talk about religious matters, if I wanted to.
When you say who can speak for Islam or who should speak, who cannot speak, siapa yang boleh, sebenarnya tengok apa yang dia nak cakap. Kalau dalam bentuk seolah-olah bagi fatwa lah, atau bercakap tentang hukum, then sepatutnya hanya orang yang layak, yang ada qualification lah. Tapi saya kira sebenarnya di Malaysia ni, kalau merujuk ke situasi Malaysia, kalau tengok, kalau kita kata bahawa media ni banyak di sensor berkenaan dengan isu agama ni, saya rasa tak begitulah. Saya rasa media masa sangat bebas memberi ruang kepada macam-macam jenis orang untuk cakap apa saja yang mereka nak tentang Islam di Malaysia ni, sehingga timbul macam-macam kekeliruan. Cuma of course bila ada seorang dua yang melampau, kalau tak kerajaan, pihak-pihak pertubuhan-pertubuhan Islam ke menegur, biasalah tu. Tapi nak kata daripada awal lagi dia tak boleh buka mulut dia, I don't think so. Macam-macam benda pelik-pelik pun we have to kita terpaksa tahan telinga kita atau tengok macam-macam yang dicakapkan tentang Islam. Ngarut banyak.
This matters. Why some people say, only experts can talk about it, because like even if you are medical, you're in the medical field, doctors they specialize in certain areas, kan? So bukan any layman boleh cakap tentang how to make poison ke apa, kan? Because they are experts in that, so they have the right to say that because they have done their research. Tapi in religious matters ni macam mana? Does it?
I think everybody has the right to say something.
Yeah, they has the right, but itulah tengok dia nak cakap. Tengok
But
juga.
probably all the views might be different.
Tapi dia kena ikhlas lah.
Dia kena ikhlas lah.
Tiada sebab untuk menunjuk bagus, tiada sebab perlu keris dihunus. Sifat asabiah seperti jahiliyah, untuk menunjuk gagah, sanggup berpecah belah, pecah belah. Kata-kata senang sangat dikeluarkan, retorik semata-mata. Di pasar telan, kafir mengkafir, haram mengharam, tuduh menuduh, takkan mereka tenang tidur malam.
Belakang sikit dia, Mike.
Religion is both a private and public matter. That is the nature of faith, of any kind of religious conviction, of any religion. There's absolutely nothing wrong with bringing religion into the public domain. But if you want to use religion, your religion, as a platform for your engagement in the public domain. In other words, if you bring your religion into the public domain and make that the basis of your politics, and you want to change that public domain on the basis of your religion, now the price to that is, once it enters the public domain, it should be open for everyone to discuss. If you don't want people to discuss your religion, don't bring it into the public domain. But if you want to force your religion into the public domain, then by definition, and by extension, you expose it to public inquiry. So, of course, bringing Islam into the public domain, making Islam a political ideology in the public domain means it affects everyone, Muslims and non-Muslims. And everyone has the legitimate right to question this.
Kena tengok bagaimana isu-isu ini disentuh. Kalau disentuh dengan cara yang sesuai, the right context, in the right setting, saya kira tak ada masalah untuk kita berbincang. Ya. Tetapi kalau dikemukakan dalam setting yang tidak sesuai, dengan nada yang sudah begitu bias, ya, dengan nada yang sudah terlalu menyebelah, one-sided, mempertikaikan. Kalau mempersoalkan tu benda yang memang ajaran yang sekali contohnya dalam agama yang memang dah jelas-jelas definitif, yang pasti, yang established dalam agama, yang tak orang lain tak pernah pertikaikan, tiba-tiba ada orang datang cuba nak pertikaikan juga, then it's problematic. It's problematic.
And why should people, if you feel that you are better, you have better knowledge, why should you be afraid? It goes back to the questions of how far you have confidence in the religions. Now, I have full confidence in this religion, even though I'm not a Muslim. And therefore, I believe that this religion can withstand any public, can withstand any public discussions. It would not be tainted at all. If you have the same amount of confidence as I do, you should feel very secure. Can truth become falsehood simply because people badmouth about it? No way. But of course, if you don't have that freedom, you don't have that confidence, of course you have a problem. I think
survey kan, banyak kebanyakan orang dia tak nak jawab survey tu. Sebab apa? Dia mula-mula dia kata okey.
Dia
aku ingat Syah
mungkin
macam
sebab dia rasa benda ni isu sensitif, dia cuba nak menjauhkan diri.
Mengelak avoid.
Siapa yang cakap? Dia yang rasa
sendiri keraguan dalam diri.
Keraguan. Siapa yang terapkan keraguan tu dari kecil lah.
Dari kecil benda ni sudah
memang sensitif lah itu ya. Benda sensitif tu.
Benda macam ni telah disampaikan dalam bentuk yang tak boleh diterima oleh setengah orang. Dia misinterpret this.
How we call it, like a mindset.
The mindset, yeah. Negative thinking.
ekstra untuk menjaga kepentingan diri sendiri. Wayang kulit berulang kali kekal populariti. Siski tunjuk perang yang rasional ditenggelam. Asyik mahu menang kebenaran kian karam. Perlakuannya tidak melambangkan agama, cara yang salah tidak mengikut sunnah. Setiap perkara senang sangat dipertikaikan, terpekik, terlolong tanpa mengenal kebenaran.
What you get is that anything and everything is now being classified as, or potentially as, sensitive. There's no guideline. Not that I want a guideline or anything, but I'm saying that it's really so discretionary. So here's a big wall of everything. It's a graffiti of everything that